18 days is all it took for me to see a micro result, and I want you to take the same step today.
My goal is to help restaurant owners finally get to where they want to go. But more than that, my goal is to find entrepreneurs within that segment that actually know what it means to hustle. That's my goal. Come on the journey with me.
Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 483. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we're brought to you by America's Best Restaurants and Repeat Returns. We are on a path to help you, restaurant owners, find more frequent customers and double your sales. Now on to the podcast. It was Christmas weekend, and like many of you, I was eating terribly. But the difference this Christmas was that I had been eating worse than normal over the prior year. The past couple years probably, but what happens is it sneaks up on you. I was always a guy that would have wings and pizza once a week. I would snack on some stuff here and there. I'd have a soft drink once a week, maybe twice. But what I noticed had happened in late December was that pizza became 2 to 3 times a week. Wings became a couple times a week. Big sandwiches with giant loaves of bread came more often. And soft drinks, Coke and Mountain Dew and Sprite, had become something 3 to 4 times a week. I wasn't happy where I was. But the good thing is I wasn't too far from where I wanted to be. I'm fortunate in that manner that for the last 13 years, I've been consistently working out. And I do have a pretty good staple in fruit smoothies and acai bowls that are good for you that I eat a lot. So I hadn't gotten carried away with my weight, but I was up about 12 to 15 pounds from where I wanted to be. And I'm a person that wants to nip it in the bud when it's that small. I know a lot of people out there aren't that fortunate. They're in a much deeper hole. I have friends that are 100 pounds, 200 pounds. I have a couple friends that I know from back in the day that are, I would say, looking at them and talking to them, they've got to be 300 to 400 pounds out of where they want to be, which is a daunting task, I can only imagine. But it starts with one day at a time. Christmas Day, the day after, went to my parents', had pizza at a place called Hometown Pizza, and told myself this pizza, this cheese bread, this Mountain Dew is it for a while. And I committed that I was going to do a certain diet regimen for the next 90 days to give myself a jump start. And starting that day after that meal, it was a 2-day fast. I actually had breakfast the following Thursday. So it was all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, I guess, almost 2-day fast. The wild thing about it is seeing results so quick. It's been right now 20 days, but 2 days ago when I wrote this down, it had been right around 18 days. And when I think about those 18 days, that's not a long time. But if you look at that 18 days, that's probably 10 days less of pop, of cake and cookies, donuts, of 3 to 4 times pizza, less than I would have had. Wings, probably 6 or 7 times less. And those little things can add up in 18 days. I already feel it. I feel better after I eat. I feel better in my workouts. And I feel better mentally knowing that I've got the strength to go 2 to 3 weeks pretty easily without those vices. And what I decided to do on myself was I decided to limit myself to pizza once a week. I decided to limit myself to fried food once a week. No soft drinks, no donuts, no ice cream, no cake, none of that crap. Limit myself on the candy I get. I'll get some gum here and there, but not candy like I was. Avoid big sandwiches with white bread. You know, I would go to Penn Station in Northern Kentucky and once a week and get some French fries. And of course, that led to a Mountain Dew, and you can imagine what that stacks up to be. But in 18 short days, I've seen a difference. And I picked 90 days because I've actually got an event in mid-March. I thought, man, if I showed up to that event, because I see these guys and gals every 3 months, if I looked a little different, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to be able to say, man, I look different. And what I noticed about it was the last time I was there, I was on stage speaking, and I could just see it in my face and in the shirt I was wearing. So to me, that was a sign, because I'm sure I'll be on stage at the event again, and I want to see the difference personally. Not cared what other people say about me, because I have never had anybody say anything about it, honestly. But I care about how I feel and what it's doing to my life long term. The 90-day hard thing was something that came out a few years ago, and I've never done it because honestly, I don't have that level of discipline. And I also don't want to beat myself up that much, but who knows where this will go. So I'm doing this podcast to encourage you. Make little changes. It's 18 days to 20 days in for me. It'll be 30 to 40 before I know it. Hell, by the time I get to 90, I'm going to guess I'm going to have some habits in place. One of the things that really surprised me was how easily the temptation went away. I was at an event this week in Tampa, and Chris, a friend of mine, had brought in Dunkin' Donuts and coffee for this event. There's about 20 of us there. And I got my coffee, and there's the donuts, and there was like literally no temptation. Whereas 3 months ago, hell yeah, I would have grabbed a donut. And then I would have found an excuse 30 minutes later to grab maybe one of the donut holes. And then by the end of the day, I would have been like, what the hell, it's a donut. It's not going to kill me. But I'm here to tell you, it will kill you. Because at the end of the day, you keep making those little micro decisions that add up. And when you look at it 365, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it gets away from you. And I know that there's some of you out there listening to this that have a really big hole to dig out of. 100 to 200 pounds. And that's a big task. Like I told a buddy of mine the other day, you didn't get there in 6 months. You got there in 10 years. So why don't you dedicate the next 10 years to fixing the problem you started then? I started 20 days ago fixing this problem. And 18 days in, I already saw micro differences. And I'm really sure that in 36 days, I'll see better differences. And at 72, I'll see more differences. And then it's going to keep rolling from there. This is my podcast to encourage you. Make some subtle changes. Take care of yourself a little more. Because at the end of the day, I said that a bunch of times in this podcast, what you get out of your day is what you can put in. And what you can put in is based on the engine that you develop. See ya.
So as you know, I don't charge for my content. We don't have sponsors. We don't have product placement in here. But what I want your help with is spreading the word. If you're finding value here, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share an episode with something that made sense to you, that's relevant to your restaurant, that you got value from, and tag Matt Plapp and America's Best Restaurants. Also, go to America's Best Restaurants on Facebook and on Google and leave us a review. Let us know the impact we've had on your restaurant with our roadshow, with our marketing help, or with our podcast. And last but not least, if you want to take the next step and help me out a lot and help us out a lot, text me a testimonial, 859-743-2408. That's my cell. A selfie video would be awesome about the impact this content or our company is having on your independent restaurant. But worst case scenario, just a few kind words. The way we can help lift this industry up is to help get content like this to more independent restaurant owners, and you are the key to spreading the word. I appreciate your support. Have an amazing day.